Hello again, I am Blunty, and this is your review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the sequel to Michael Bay's Transformer movie. This one also directed by Michael Bay. Now, before I start, every time I do a movie review, I get a whole bunch of people bitching and whining about spoilers in the review. I'm going to address this following comment directly to you people. If you are completely paranoid about any kind of spoilers at all, why are you choosing to watch a review before you see the movie? Me, I like to go into a movie cold just like you. I avoid spoilers by choosing not to watch this kind of stuff. Now, there will be spoilers in this review, but they will be minor spoilers, just little bits and pieces. I'm not going to give away anything that's going to ruin the movie experience for any of you, okay? If you're paranoid about spoilers, just skip to the time index you can see on the screen right here. This time index will skip you to the end of the review where I will give my opinion completely spoiler-free. Just tell you thumbs up, thumbs down, that kind of thing, okay? So let's get to it. Okay, let's hit you with the basics. This is a sequel, which means we can jump onto the action immediately straight away. And the first movie had to do a lot of setting up and building and all that sort of stuff. And then you get to the awesome action and all that sort of stuff. The thing I love about action sequels is you usually don't have to do a lot of that stuff. And that's what I loved about this movie, where bang, straight into it. We start off like in the ancient past of Earth, and we're told that Transformers have actually been here for several thousand years, and there's all sorts of weirdness going on, and we have a shared history to our two races, and that's leading into a whole bunch of other stuff. Then we skip to the modern day, and Optimus and his Autobots are hunting down the last relics of the Decepticons, which are still lurking about Earth. I'm not sure why they're still here. Why didn't they bugger off after the cube was destroyed in the first movie? I don't know. You don't know. We're going to find out together in this movie. Now, this is, like the t-shirt says, even bigger, giant effing robots. And it's exactly what it says. There are more robots, bigger robots, meaner robots, cooler robots, blowing things up, bigger explosions, more fights. The fights in this movie are even awesomer. Is that a word? Awesomer than in the first movie. The Autobots seem to have learned some kung fu moves by spending some time on Earth. So the fight scenes are really, really good. Michael Bay, I don't know whether I'm getting used to his directorial style, which I've never been a huge fan of. He gets in real close and the camera shakes and you're never sure what's going on. And in the first movie, the big fight between Optimus and Megatron's kind of hard to see what's going on, and it was kind of annoying me. This time, either I'm getting used to that kind of stuff, or he's backed off just a few notches on the insano-meter. You can sort of get a better feel about what's going on and see the cool fight moves and all that sort of stuff. And I loved that. Okay, so let's talk about the casting. Now, like I said, there's a whole heap of robots. The problem with having so many robots is we don't get to know very many of them, because there are dozens of them. 40-something robots, I think I read somewhere in a brief. There's tons and tons of robots. The thing I don't like about that is you don't really get to know them. They just sort of appear and you go, hey, that looks kind of like, what's his name from the cartoon? But he's never referred to by name, and he's only there for 30 seconds, and then he gets his face ripped off and all that sort of stuff, and it's really cool. But I miss getting to know those robots, and there's only so much you can do in a movie. I mean, with the cartoon series, we had episode after episode after episode after episode to get to know these guys, so it's kind of hard to balance that. Human casting, we get a lot of the same cast back from the first movie. Some people are gone, some people return, that's all fun. Shia LaBeouf, however you say his name, I don't know. I've never really liked him much. I don't connect with him. I don't think he has much charisma on screen. You can tell in many scenes, you can just tell that Michael Bay is just letting him just ad-lib and riff, and it just feels like an actor ad-libbing and riffing, and it sort of pulls you out and you go, hey, Shia LaBeouf's doing his thing again, where he thinks he's being funny and clever and charming and awkward and all that sort of stuff, and it just doesn't work for me personally. Megan Fox is back again, of course, looking smoking hot, and that's basically all she's there to do. She's just there to look smoking hot, because she doesn't really have much else to do. She, spoiler warning, minor spoiler warning, she kind of gets a pet Decepticon at one stage, Wheelie, and Wheelie I love. Wheelie in the original G1 cartoon series, introduced in the movie, I think, didn't like him, hated him, couldn't stand him. Wheelie in this movie, I kind of like him, I kind of dig him. He's kind of a little scrapper robot, he's fun. But Megan Fox, in general, you know what? She's there to look awesome and hot. You don't need that. This movie is full of giant robots beating the living crap out of each other. It's nice to have some eye candy in the form of a sexy woman looking smoking hot, but she kind of feels ancillary most of the time. Humour in this movie works a little bit better than the first one. The first one was kind of hit and miss, mainly thanks to Shia LaBeouf trying to do his improv thing and Michael Bay just not stopping him and telling him to read friggin' lines as they're on the script and all that sort of stuff. The comedy in this film plays a little bit better. It's still kind of immature at times, it's still kind of dumb, but it hits home a little bit more regularly than it does in the first movie. And in the screening I was in, there was only about, I don't know, 20-odd people in the critic screening I went to, but they're all laughing together at the same times and all that sort of stuff, and there's a whole bunch of sneaky little cameos that some people were laughing at, and some people had no idea that that was a clever little cameo and all that sort of stuff, and it's really kind of fun in that respect. So, the comedy works a little bit better in this movie than it did in the first, and that's fun, because in the first one you're just like going, I can see what you're trying to do there, Michael, but really? Really? You're going to go there? Really? Action, and I've already alluded to the action. The action in this film is freaking awesome, and that's pretty much all Michael Bay does do really, really well. His speciality is just making things blow up, making things fall apart, making things explode, making things explode and blow up and burst into flames. And you're getting the drift here, you're seeing the pattern. It's wicked, okay? You watch this film and you're just going, whoa! And like in the first movie, I think I said, you just sort of, you get shocked by it, you get pushed back into the back of your seat by it, and you're just going, ah, and you suddenly regress to an 8-year-old boy again, just going, that's so awesome. Optimus Prime is a freaking badass in this, okay? He's probably a little too badass for what most of us would like Optimus Prime to be, because he's supposed to be, you know, the example, the righteous one, you know, truth and justice and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, in this one, he's kind of a little bit pissed off. Something has gone really, really wrong. He's kind of lost all patience for trying to deal with the Decepticons, and he's just literally ripping their faces off, and he beats the crap out of them. He literally, minor spoiling warning again, he literally beats the ever-loving bejesus out of a Decepticon. The Decepticon is lying on the ground, helpless, fritzing out sparks, his face is off and all that sort of stuff. And Optimus Prime just wanders up to him, says a few words, and blows the bejesus out of him with his giant gun. Alright, so how does the story play out? Well, I'm not gonna run through the plot for you again, because of all you spoiler warning people. But look, this is an action movie. This is a popcorn movie. You're not going to see Transformers Revenge of the Fallen to get a deep and philosophical deconstruction about war and injustice and all that sort of stuff. No, this is giant robots beating the crap out of each other, okay? Giant robots, explosions, people. And the thing I liked about this, the humans aren't really helpless anymore. The robots have been on Earth for a couple of years when this movie starts, and we're sort of learning how to deal with them, and the Autobots are teaming up with the secret army division to round up the remaining Decepticons and all that sort of stuff, and they've worked out what weapons kick their asses, and it's really fun to see the humans not being helpless little pawns, just getting their asses spanked by giant robots. Kind of evens a level playing field a bit, and that's fun. But you know what? The story has some holes, it jumps about a little bit, it's a little poorly. It doesn't flow really, really nicely like you would want a really good story to flow. It's fun, it's an adventure, it's a hell of a ride. Some characters pop in and out and you're never sure where they went, you know. We're introduced to, like I mentioned before, this little Decepticon Wheelie. He's really fun, but he kind of disappears half the time. You're never sure where he is. I mean, he's hanging about in one moment and he's, you know, delivering his smart-ass lines, and the next thing he's nowhere to be found. I go, wasn't Wheelie with you guys? What did... So, yeah. If you're a fan of really, really well-written stories and intricate plot lines, you're not going to find that here. But anyone who goes to Transformers Revenge of the Fallen expecting that is probably a bit loose in the head anyway. A little energon cube short of a full power-up, if you get my meaning. Lengthwise, it's nice to have a big, long movie so we can have lots happening, and this movie is an epic adventure. It goes through lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. It feels long. It is long. It's an hour and 50-odd minutes or so. It feels long. It doesn't feel boring, but you are aware that it is a long movie. You're sitting there going, this is a long movie. I'm enjoying it, but this is a long movie. So what was the walk-away feeling? What was the verdict? What was thumbs up, thumbs down? Did I like it? Did I not like it? Well, end of the day, I liked this movie. It is one of the best action movies to come out recently. This, you know, this is just a boom, kick you in the chest, roller coaster ride, start to finish. You're going to come out of it going, that was so fun. It was dumb and it was immature and it wasn't very clever, but it was fun. And that's kind of all I want out of an action movie, and especially a Michael Bay movie. Catch you next time. Go see Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Come back here and tell me what you thought about it, because